Okay, move to the this question, part C and D. In part C and D, part C is discussing or asking how to get the equity beta in a new business. And for the part D, we need to explain the capital structure theory. So for part C first, to calculate the project-specific cost of equity for company for the planned joint venture. Remember, okay, we just record your memory here. It explains, okay, in the third paragraph, it explains the new business or the new joint venture, which is different from the existing business. So it is a new business. And it also provides you a proxy company with its equity beta. So what you are required to do for part C is to work out a project-specific cost of equity on this joint venture. So for project-specific cost of equity, because we need to have a proxy company, and the question has already given to you. So based on our steps suggested in our lecture before, okay, there are steps. For the first step, we need to find the asset beta or unlevered beta from proxy company. Okay, so we are given the proxy company information, and right now we need to unlevered or ungear that proxy company equity beta into the asset beta. So remember the formula, or you can check with the formula sheet. The asset beta equal to what? Equal to the weighted of the equity beta. For example, here the equity beta with the market value weighted, which is VE divided by VE plus VD with the tax benefit. Okay, and also plus the debt beta, which is the VD divided by VE plus VD. Okay, and remember the tax rate here is 30%, so it's 0.3, and for the debt beta, we assume is 0, so we only consider the equity beta. The equity beta, which is given at 1.038 times the market value, which is provided to you 75% is from 75% is the equity, okay, divided by 75% of equity plus the value of debt, which is 25% times 1 minus 0.3, because it enjoys the tax benefits. So here you can find the exact beta by working on this. So you get .846, so it's the asset beta. So you can go into the second step. For project specific cost, the second step is the market value of card company. Okay, here the equity value is how many how many shares outstanding circulation is 8 million shares times the market price is $7.16. So you can get the market value is 28 million. And for the bond, the market value is, the nominal value is 5 million given to you, and the market price is 103.42 divided by the nominal value is 100. So you can find the market value of bond is 5.171. It's the second step to find out the market value of card company. And then you can apply these numbers to work on the third step, the step 3. You have to estimate, or you have to calculate equity beta of card company. Okay? Because you have the asset beta, which is just work out, unlevered beta in the same industry should be 0.8416. Okay, this beta for this beta, it is the asset beta, only reflecting the business risk, no financial risk. So you have to gear back with the financial structure, assuming that beta is 0. So we only consider asset beta here, equity beta here, and with the market value of equity is 57.28 divided by the total value of company. Okay. So provided numbers here. Should be 57.28. So you find the solution is the equity beta is on 8948. And the last step, you apply this equity beta to the CAPM formula to find the cost of equity. So the step 4 is cost of equity, or project specific cost of equity, which is applying the capital asset pricing model. Okay, given the risk-free rate is 4%, the equity beta we just got from our calculation is on 8948 times the market risk premium, the equity risk premium is 5%. So you got the cost of equity, which is 8.5%. Okay, so here you got the answer for part C. Let me repeat the steps that you have to follow. If you are asked to work on the project-specific cost of equity, first of all, you need to find a proxy company because the question has already provided you the proxy company. So you just find the unlevered beta from proxy company. To find out the unlevered beta means you only need to consider the business risk. So you find the asset beta here is 0.8416. Next step, you have to work out your target company. Here is the cost company, the market value. Say the market value of equity and the market value of bond. Once you get it right, then you need to go into the third step, which is to calculate the equity beta of cost company by applying this formula. Again, once your equity beta is done, so you can go into the last step to find out the project-specific cost of equity by applying the capital asset pricing model. Okay, and so here 8.5% is our final answer. And for part D, discuss whether changing the capital structure of a company can lead to a reduction in its cost of capital and hence to an increase in the value of company. So it's an 8 marks question, which is quite significant in your exam because 8 marks means you need to spend about 15 minutes to complete this question by explaining different capital structure theories. And here, you have to mention three different theories. First of all is the transitional theory. So a transitional view. The transitional view means you have an optimal capital structure. Okay. So remember, we have a chart showing you for example, here is the WACC, the weighted average cost of capital. So once your gearing increased from 0, for example, here you enjoyed the lower cost of debt because you are increasing your gearing, but at the same time your cost of equity doesn't go up a lot. So you enjoyed by gearing your financial position in order to achieve a lower WACC. But once
cost of equity increased faster than what you expected, so the benefits from gearing on the lower cost of debt is no more exist because you have increased the financial risk. So there is an optimal capital structure on the traditional theory. Okay.
Okay, part D, it asks us to about the capital structure theory, and because it is an 8 marks question, so a more discussion and explanations are expected from you, which you are expected to spend about 15 minutes to complete these questions. And here you have to mention, or you have to describe and explain 3 different capital structure theories. First is the transitional view or transitional theory. Okay. In summary, it is a theory. The conclusion of this theory is it has the optimal capital structure. Yes, the optimal capital structure. And here is a simple chart to remind you. Here is the WACC, and here is the gearing, and here is the cost. There's an optimal. Once you increase your gearing from zero here, zero, okay, you enjoy the lower cost of debt. Okay, by increasing your by gearing up your company, because cost of debt is lower than the cost of equity. But in the same time, the cost of equity doesn't go up a lot because the financial risk is not high, especially in the initial stage by gearing up your company. But once your gearing level is increasing and you increase the financial risk, so in other words, your cost of equity will be increased much faster and much faster than the benefits you get from the cost of debt, lowering cost of debt. So the WACC will be increased at some optimal point. For example, here, I say here is X. So there is an optimal capital structure from the traditional will. And next is the M&M, the Modigliani and Miller will, but it has two propositions. The first proposition is without tax, okay. For MM1, here I say it MM1 without tax. There's no change in company's value. Okay. No matter what the capital structure is. Okay, here because the WACC is flat. The WACC is flat. And the cost of equity keep going up. Okay, even it assumes the cost of debt is flat as well, or will. But once you're gearing up your company, your gearing ratio is increasing. Your cost cannot be increased or decreased because all benefits from the cost of debt, lower cost of debt, will be offset by the cost of equity. So it means the WACC will be flat. No change of WACC, no matter what is the capital structure. So it's the M&M, Modigliani and Miller proposition 1. When it is without any tax, and it's just stable. Okay, because once you increase your gearing, your cost of equity will be increased. There's no any financial risk which fully reflects in the cost of equity. And for M&M theory, there's another proposition which is we call with tax. Once with tax, there's an interest tax shield. Right? And there's no financial or no bankruptcy risk. So in other words, the cost of debt will be lower and lower because you enjoy the tax shield. And here the WACC will be keep dropping while when you are increasing your gearing ratio. So here, when you increase your gearing, your firm value or your company value will be increased as well because of the interest tax shield. All right. So we need to explain three capital structure theories here in this question. We are asked to explain about the value and also the capital structure. For the traditional will, yes, the change of the capital structure will have impact on the value of the company because of we just explained it. So for traditional view, yes. For M&M1, proposition 1 without tax, then the capital structure is irrelevant to the company's value based on just my explanation. And for M&M2, if with tax, then the interest tax shield is the benefit to a company in which it helps to lower the WACC once the gearing is up and the value is increasing as well. So we explain different theories on the capital structure and also how it changes or how it impacts the value of the company. Okay, here is summary time. We are covering two topics. One is the investment appraisal. The other one is business finance. We review sports. The question sports is about the lease versus buy options in the NPV calculation or in the investment appraisal. And also we go through two scenario-based objective test questions, which is fence and link. We learn something like return on capital employed calculation. We learn something like payback. Okay. We also check it how to work in different discursive questions as well in the objective test questions. And also we work 4 objective test questions, which should be in section A, okay, for investment appraisal. And next we go through the other topic is about the cost of capital or the business finance. And for business finance, we have cost of capital. We have sources of finance. Okay. And last section of the class today, we mentioned about the past paper card company, which is explaining how to work on the cost of equity, how to estimate the project-specific cost of equity, okay, and we have 2 discussion questions, which the first one is DGM versus CAPM. On which one is much better, and explaining them as well, any limitation of these 2 models. And the last part in the discussion questions here is the capital structure theory. Okay, for the capital structure theories, we mentioned we discussed three different types or 3 different theories, which is the traditional view. We can find the optimal capital structure based on the traditional view, and also Modigliani and Miller proposition 1 without tax, and proposition 2 with which is with tax, how it impacts the value of the company with different capital structure assumption. Okay, so we've finished the discussion of car company, also the summary here. Next lecture is about the costs of the business finance topics as well. So we will finish the business finance in next class. Thank you.